Hi guys, welcome back to DeFi Daily. Today we'll try to discuss how to behave into this market condition, because it is undeniable that we are into a delicate phase. The market is bleeding and we are in a bear market, or at least this is what it looks like to me. But most of all, for the first time, it is possible to see a bear market during a recession. And this is something that is completely new for the crypto space, because having a global recession can affect how cryptos will behave. So right now the point is what we should do in order to be ready for the next bull run, and what are the safest investments and how we have to approach them. This is what we will discuss today. Just before to start, guys, remember that this channel is about educational content. My goal is to help you to better understand what's going on into this market, and it's not about financial advice. Plus, if you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a big thumbs up and drop a comment. Just a small effort for you, but really means a lot to me. Okay, guys, so let's start immediately. So it is undeniable that the market condition is quite bad. All the market is bleeding, prices are going down, but the point is that into this market condition, what are the safest assets and how we can recognize them? I want to say that in my opinion, right now, what is the best choice is trying to dig inside layer ones. Because remember, crypto space is just at the beginning, and everything related to DeFi, Metaverse, NFTs, it is just starting right now. And before having big pumps into the tokens, what we need is a great infrastructure. That's the reason why if you go through the top 10, you will see that most of them are layer ones. Ethereum is layer one, Binance Smart Chain, XRP, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Tron, all of them are layer ones. And that's quite obvious if you think about it, because in order to have something that is able to scale, we need the infrastructure that we have to use in order to build on top of that. And what I was trying to understand is what could be another big wave, because maybe you remember, but at the end of this summer we had a big pump in all of the major layer ones. And what I was trying to understand is what are projects that could perform well into the next bull run, because obviously we need to have another bull run, but we need to have also ready, because if we are not ready, in which project we will invest. So I was trying to understand a couple of things, and I want to talk about something that is different from the typical stuff. I was digging around on, for example, on this review, and I found about Wakatta. It was a project that I didn't know about. But the reason why it is quite interesting is because, do you remember what happened just a couple of days ago? And I'm talking about the beginning of May. I don't know if you're aware of, but in that day, this is the chart of the revenues that has been generated by layer ones into that days. And as you can see, we had a spike that was something like 6-7 times higher than what we was used to have just the day before. And the reason was related to the launch of Apeboard, so the NFT project that were launching their own game and their own metaverse. And in that day, we had so high demand. That's also the reason why also Apeboard say that they wanted to launch their own layer one. Because what is appearing quite clear is that, yes, we have so many layer ones that are performing decently. But at the same time, in order to be able to scale, we need to have dedicated layer ones that are able to satisfy the need and how the market is evolving. We had also on Polygon a big problem in a certain point the other year when the network was congested to a game that was overusing the network. The same is happening on Solana, that so many times is congested. And the reason is because we need solutions that are able to adapt to what it is needed. Wakatta is, for example, one of them. And it is interesting because I didn't know it. I don't know if you are aware of how the space layer ones is behaving when we are talking about NFTs and gaming. The first one that I have been using was Wax, that I have been using a couple of years ago in the moment when we were developing a project on it. After that, I found out Flow. Flow is another one that is coming from the company that is behind Top Shot. And now I have been found this one. There are several reasons why I found interesting this article. And first of all is because behind this project there is Sensorium. Sensorium is this platform here. And I will not go through everything about this project because that's not the focus, but if you're interested, you can find a link about it into the comment section below. But what I loved by it is because I started to check in order to find out something about this project, and I found out this graphic. And I don't know, what do you think about Metaverse? But one of the reasons why sometimes I'm quite skeptical about Metaverse is because the graphics, the kind of user experience that they are offering, it is like a Super Mario Bros. Of the 90s with just a tag on top that is written Metaverse. And this is something that is obviously not good for the industry. In this case, at least, I found out a video, the one that you are seeing on the screen, that is looking like appealing, that has an impact and has some kind of wow effect. And this is, at least in my opinion, the first step in order to evaluate a Metaverse project. Because a Metaverse project that is coming with a bad user experience, a bad interface, it is something that it is not good for the project. If you are interested to know more about Wakatta, I will also leave all their links. You will be able to find into the description below. If you're interested, you can also follow them on Twitter, Discord, and so on. Just to give you a brief overview on what it is a layer 1. It is managing something like 1,000 transactions per second. It is based on Substrate, as you can see also from here. And that is the same technology that is behind the ecosystem of Polkadot and Kusama, so it is natively able to integrate that kind of ecosystem. And on the other side, it also has its own EVM compatible layer, so it is compatible with Ethereum, because that's another story that is quite important. Because we don't have to deny that there are so many different blockchains that are working right now. So we can't think about of building something that is from a technology point of view, a cutting edge technology, but on the other side is not able to integrate what it is already existing. And my idea, or at least, I don't know, feel free to share what is your idea, is to build something that has to be able to integrate different kind of solution. So having something that is built on a Kusama, but at the same time is able to integrate an EVM space is something that is, at least in my opinion, something good. Summarizing what it is, Wakatta is, first of all, we say that is the layer 1 that has been for Sensorium, but at the same time, it is a layer 1 that is compatible, that you can use to build on top of other different kind of application. These applications are NFT based that can be used from one side from GameFi, that means DeFi plus gaming, that's something that we will go back in a second, plus different kind of application into the Metaverse, or NFTs that can be, as you can see from here, upgradable, time limited, or tax rich NFTs. And here you can find all the different informations if you are interested on. Right now, the token is not yet available. That's one of the reasons why I like to talk about this kind of projects right now, is because they are quite new. Nobody is looking for them right now, so preparing your fundamentals, learning more about different projects that are already to be launched is something that could be interesting. Because on one side, yes, we have already projects that we have been mentioning previously, like Flow, Wax, Immutable X, that are all working on the same token, because, guys, that will be a really delicate, important topic. It's not true that the Metaverse, it has come to an end. Metaverse as this peak here is demonstrated, it has just started. And remember also, the merge between DeFi and gaming will be something, or at least could be something, really powerful. Even if you are just a DeFi lover, don't forget to study what is going on into the Metaverse, gaming, NFTs, because at a certain point, these two ecosystems will come together in order to create more powerful solutions that can bring value to both of the worlds, so Metaverse and DeFi. And in order to build this kind of evolution, this kind of merge, what we need is layer 1s. From one side, we have been discussing many times about the layer 1s for DeFi. Today, we are discussing about the layer 1s for the gaming metaverse, and this is one of the new coming. I don't know if you know something else, feel free to share it into the comment section below. As I was telling you, the token has not yet live. It will be released during this year. I will update you in any case into my channel, or you can stay update on it just following their Twitter and so on. The token will be used to pay fees and to pay also all the NFTs that will be minted on that layer, and to participate to the governance. Down here you can find other information. So let's go back for a second, trying to understand if solutions like this one are needed or not. Because someone, for example, when we are talking about the evolution of the metaverse, DeFi and so on, most of the people sometimes are pointing out that we don't need them because Ethereum will be able to solve all the different problems. And that's not completely true, because even if from one certain point we can say that we can argue that this kind of spike that has literally blocked the Ethereum blockchain for a while, maybe it will be solved in the moment when the merge will happen. But remember guys, the scalability problem will be solved only in the moment when we will have the sharding. Sharding will come much later into the timeline, into the roadmap of Ethereum. And even at that point, it is much better to have a dedicated solution for different kind of projects. For example, in this case, we had Sensorium that was aiming to build something great into the metaverse, but it was lacking a technology and infrastructure that was able to give them the tools to develop what they want. Remember that in the moment when the different layer ones has been developed, NFTs, gaming, metaverse weren't on the roadmap. The goal was just trying to do something with smart contracts and so on. And the more the time goes on, the more dedicated solutions are coming out and are offering us different opportunities to create something that should be coherent to the new goals of this market. Otherwise, we will have situations like this one where we have this kind of spike that are blocking the whole blockchain and are avoiding, that are stopping not only in this case A-port to work, but at the same time also all the different protocols, DeFi protocols, all the other protocols that are using Ethereum will stop. That's the reason we need different kind of blockchains. I still believe that at a certain point we will have a kind of experience where we will not think about anymore which kind of layer one we are using. I think that the experience into the future will be much smoother, and users will be able to use just the application like, as I was saying, the example of this case study was Sensorium, without thinking that is using Wakatta behind. Because at the end of the story, in the moment when you are a user, you want to play, you don't care which layer one you are using. What you care is just that the experience that you are living is great. Obviously, if you are looking at it from an investor point of view, knowing what is the technology that is behind, it is something that could be interesting, because yes, we know that the metaverse, the DeFi space is growing so much. We know that all the layers one are so important and they are so needed. And the more information we have about the different layers one, the better we will be able to invest. Because remember, yes, all of these layer ones are great, but the upside that is possible for a project that already have, for example, 50 billion of market cap, yes, could be big, could be even 10 times or maybe even more, but it's limited. It is not possible anymore to do something like 100x, 1000x. Different story applies to new projects that are just coming right now, that are not even yet launch, like in this case Wakatta, but there are many also other different projects that are moving in this direction. The challenge right now, and that's something that all of us as a community should try to work together in order to find out, to collect more information, is about the different layers one that will be launching in the next couple of months. Because in this bear market, this is the moment where we can find out different gems, so the project that they have the potential to grow, to blow up in the moment when we will have the next big leg up. Obviously, we don't know which of them will pump for real. Because obviously, remember always, guys, in the moment when we are looking for the fundamentals of the project, we are just looking for the basis, but this kind of fundamentals most of the time are not reflecting also into the price of the project. That's the reason why most of the time we are saying that we should diversify, because if you diversify your investment in that moment, even if someone is not going where we were expecting to, there will be another project that will be able to cover the losses of the project that we weren't able to get it to predict their success as we were thinking. Guys, let me know what you think about this topic. Remember, guys, don't focus only on DeFi. Don't stay just on protocols, because remember, the first point is layer one. The layer one and all the different layers, this will be the first to pump. In the moment when they will pump, also their ecosystem will pump, and the protocols that are on top of it, the games, the Metaverse stuff that is on top of it will pump. But without layers one that are good enough, also the ecosystem will not be able to grow into the right way. Let me know if you know some other layer one that is interesting that we should go through it. And remember, guys, if you enjoy this content, remember to leave a big thumbs up, drop a comment, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye, guys.